just check if it's recording. Alright. Okay, well, welcome to my Pathologic Let's Play, I guess you can say. I found out recently about this game. I have a couple saves here. I beat the game on the Heuristics. You've probably heard of this game. It's a survival horror. And that's really it. I'll be playing as the Bachelor. That's really it. Let's get into it. Also, forgive me if my narrations are bad. Alright, hold on. Let me just put the volume a bit higher. A bit higher. There we go. That's good.
Wherever have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deception, our hands are no longer tied. Where are we?
Well, the muscular contraction is there. Means you're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuffed. So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform sectio transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers, and justice will be restored. I will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all. Neither of you knows compassion.
Yes, it seems unlikely that we'll get along well, but there's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's willed. That's the truth of the matter.
Only the heart will show you the right choice. Stop thinking about yourselves. Think of the sick. He's in pain. I can't see it yet, but I can feel it.
It's not even a trap. It's a grave. Subipsum funis sumus. Can't say I hold a soft spot for it.
I can see that. You're full of hate. Stuffed or not, it's breathing. I can heal it. It can be healed rather than killed.
You mean you won't become a killer? But you will. Mark my word, that's exactly what will happen. But I can avoid it.
No, we won't ever get along. I suggest we be on our way. The sooner the better.
Off we go then?
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
Alright, well anyway, let's return. Actually, before we start, I really gotta adjust this volume. I want to make sure you guys hear everything, that everything is good. Good. I also don't want any more of those whenever I use the P sound, like P. Usually, if I set it into the mic, it's gonna make a really loud sound, so I'm going to place it a bit to the side. So anyway, we're gonna be playing as the Bachelor. I guess I can read that. The history of humanity witnessed a number of catastrophes that have... Hold on, let this music go by. It's really loud. Probably gonna put that low, actually. That have demonstrated without a... I'm sorry, I just have to put this volume low. It is way too loud. There we go. Now I can read. Anyway, we've already listened to this, so I'm just gonna walk past it.
No. No. I detest trickery, but if we ourselves are to suffer deception.
Alright, here we go. The history of humanity witnessed a number of catastrophes that have demonstrated without a shadow of a doubt the pettiness of humanity, of human achievement, and the triumph of invincible evil. Outbreaks of infectious diseases that have from time to time wiped out towns and cities off the map, and are undoubtedly among those. However smart and virtuous, the people caught up in these destructive events have repeatedly come to the conclusion that it's no use trying to fight these circumstances. The best you can do is bite the bullet and cope with your losses. I thought that said flight. This is the story of a person who has managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe. The Bachelor. Let's listen.
Medicine was brought here by circumstances most unfortunate. Dankovsky's life work, his theory challenging the existing notions of human mortality, is being harshly persecuted by the powers that be. Suddenly, a letter arrives from a colleague suggesting that there is previous undiscovered evidence which may support Dankovsky's claims. There is a settlement, the letter says, ruled by an extraordinary man who may well be seen as objective proof of Dankovsky's daring hypothesis. Grasping at straws of hope, Dankovsky decides to follow what he believes to be the sign of divine providence. Without further ado, he sets off for the settlement. Late at night, Bachelor arrives in the town. As he seeks room and board, he gets to know a girl called Eva Yan and stays at her place till dawn.
Alright, so right after that enthralling experience, we can finally get to the main game. Which will be in a bedroom now. Yep. As of today, my mission remains obscure. The examination of Simon Kane, who is rumored to be a man of incredible longevity, may shake the very foundation of modern thanatology, I guess, and challenge the existent notions of death itself. However, even if this undying Leviathan proves to be more than a fairy tale, the mere confirmation of his existence won't suffice to prevent the powers that be from shutting our laboratory down. I need to figure out the most fruitful approach. Simon is a well-respected man, Simon, yeah. And if we mix mistakes, my interest of effrontery, okay, it will be nigh impossible to convince him to help me break new ground in the field of human vitality. Like I said, my narrations won't be too good, but I'll try my best at reading. So we gotta go down here, and we have to talk to Eva Yan, this woman over here.
I had a feeling you would come.
No. Did the sounds from the outside wake you up too? There was a terrible groan, and then something snapped loudly. Now I'm debating if I should voice act, like do a high-pitched voice, and I don't know, maybe it'll be a bit funny, I don't know. No, I heard nothing, or I fell asleep so quickly I didn't even notice. It's like I fainted. So what sounds are you talking about? Sorry if I stutter a lot. You can just read along if you want, or skip this. I'll put timestamps in the description. I think there are strangers in the backyard, by the pond. They're unlikely to be planning mischief, but I have a feeling about this. I'm afraid to go out to them. I hope they go away soon and stop disturbing our sleep. I'd like to thank you for your hospitality, for board and bed. Why do you think they aren't planning anything foul? Oh. We'll thank her. I sincerely hope you have everything you need, because I'm very happy to have you here. Daniil, is it? Could you please tell me where your ruler Simon Kane lives, or how do you know who I am? How do you know who I am? How do you know who I am? Glory is the messenger riding ahead of the man. I'm gonna have a stroke. A celebrity from the capital, Bachelor Dankovsky, the founder of Thanatica, the man who challenges death. Of course we've heard of you. This glory is undeserved yet, but I hope that getting to know your ruler will give me a chance to live up to these expectations. I have to go, Eva. Tell me where Simon Kane lives. Which one? Yeah, where does Simon Kane live? Are you in that much of a hurry? Do come around. The Kanes are asleep now. Take your knockabout. What? Take your knockabout copa. Okay, whatever. Dr. Seuss, have a rest in my bed. Let me warm your hands. You are so anxious to see Simon. As though your life depended on it. This is gonna be... I'm really not that good at reading out loud, so I'm very sorry. My life, yes. Now that my laboratory is on brink of destruction, my whole life's pursuit depends on that remarkable man. If he has really managed to live that long, then his tissues will help me defeat death. Death. So that's the enemy you have chosen for yourself. Isn't it hard? I don't think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet. My enemy is inevitability. I'm challenging the forces of nature. Millions of doctors defeated it on certain singular occasions. But my enemy is more fearsome than my enemy is more fearsome. It is death itself rather than a singular case of death. Which one? I'll go for this. I don't understand. Show me where Simon lives already. It's not far. The Canes live at the Crucible on the Bridge Square. But could I please offer you a piece of advice? Go on. Simon has 2 younger brothers. The eldest of 2, Georgie, I'll just call him Georgie, is called the Judge by the locals. Visit him first. He isn't asleep. He'll teach you how to speak with Simon. The youngest of 3 is Victor. His daughter Maria also wanted to see you. It's probably important. Was it she who knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes, she told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. Maria is the kind of a person she puts on airs. But that's how Maria is that kind of person she puts on airs. But that's just how the Canes are. It was Maria who told me that she would help you defeat death. That's the precise wording. What a coincidence. Alright, thank you for the advice. Go, and I'll prepare everything for your return. Do come back after you speak to the Canes. It will probably do a lot of things that will puzzle you and put you back on guard. I will have some advice that may be of help to you if you need it. I'll come back. Alright, so we're currently here, and we need to go to the red hand. I'll go to the red part first. The red hand. This game has an amazing soundtrack, really. Well, you'll hear my favorite track play up now. It's called Wandering Night. Let me actually put the voice volume just a bit higher. That's good. Alright, so first, I don't know why my game is lagging. Alright, I have no idea why I'm having a frame drop. Usually this thing runs amazing. Alright, Tragedian. Vulnerable Bachelor, please be so kind as to linger for a moment. This conversation won't take too much of your time, especially since time stops during dialogues. At least during the important ones, and our dialogue is extremely important. You need to know how to play, after all. Don't you? Some other time, kind stranger, I already know how to play. And I'll be teaching you if you're here to learn how to play. Halt. I'm going to I don't really know much about this game, so this is really just going to be for if you want to watch for some reason. Halt. I'm going to have to teach you about the technicalities of the setting. The time and the place, it's non-essential, but that's just how it is. The actor has to be prepared before he goes on stage, or else he'll fall down the aisle or stumble down the prompt box. That would look mighty silly, wouldn't you agree? Who are you? An actor in a tragic mime show. That's unimportant. Will you listen to me or not? No, I'll do without your help. So these guys are basically like the tutorial people, right? If you need like a standard introduction, these guys will give it to you. But yeah, alright. So basically we just gotta go talk to Simon Kane right now. I'm just gonna... I know some people have some problems with this game. I've had problems making it literally through the first day. And this video will mainly just be like to show you where you should be going, what you should be doing. I'm going to be aiming for a pretty bad ending, alright, because I'm not too good at the game. But if you're going to watch, I guess it's just to finish this mandatory day 1. So this will just be like a tutorial on how to do day 1, because the rest is just kind of, you can do whatever you want, but at the same time you can't. But yeah, let's talk to this guy. Anything I can do for you? Alright, so you're gonna ask him all this stuff, but none of them are gonna give you anything really too important. But I guess you can talk to them if you want, really. The polyhedron. This is the polyhedron. Pretty epic building. Defies gravity and all. Anyway, we'll go in here. We'll talk to Georgie. He's here. He lives here. Nice, beautiful beard.
I have a heartache.
Okay. Most vulnerable, or vulnerable, most. It is with great impatience that we've been expecting you. You need to delve into the I can't read. I literally can't read. Of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. It's a tongue twister. We are also quite aware of the difficulties you are experiencing, and well prepared to do our utmost to support you. It hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my consanguineous con, consang, con, consanguineous, okay, brother, the creator, keeper, and embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. So Simon's been murdered. Day one is mostly just going to be about, like, uncovering that whole mystery. Let's hope we can do that. I can't believe it. It can't be. My brother was murdered last night under the strangest of circumstances, but for all mystery surrounding his death, I'd rather eschew the notion that his departure was connected with whoever had visited Simon that evening. The visitor is a man, laudable rectitude, and an old friend of our family. There are witnesses to testify that he and Simon did nothing but converse. Has it occurred to you that your brother could have died of a natural death? It won't be easy for you to accept it as a fact, but this fact is not subject to debate. My brother could under no circumstances have died of a natural death. I'd rather not waste our time explaining the situation to you, even if it helps me substantiate the claims that you are justified to see as an extraordinary... I don't even know if I'm reading this right. I'd rather not waste our time explaining the entire situation to you, even if it helps me substantiate the claims that you are justified to see as extraordinary. My dear doctor, I could not imagine what kind of infernal aptitude the killer of Simon Kane must have. But Simon could have not died of natural death. So murder is the only feasible explanation. What kind of help do you expect from me? It could be that my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival was no coincidence. Your choice was made for you. Your choice was made for you, my dear doctor. Let us not blame fate for it. Isidore wrote to you without making us aware. Oh, Isidore. He took a risk that could have displeased our family. Really? Even though we were uncertain of when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. The tragedy may have been a consequence of the actions he took in the preparation for your arrival. Someone had taken a powerful piece from the chessboard, a piece upon which your position here depended. It is doubly regrettable that Simon was playing on your side. My sincerest condolences to you. Is there anything I can do to help? Do you want to help us, Doctor? Find the murderer for us. My brother, Victor, who's in the wing next door, would share some of his thoughts on the matter. Help us and reward you. This will not disappoint you. Indeed, it seems like there are too many coincidences. Your brother's murder can just as well be called the murder of Bachelor Dankovsky. I will help you in every way I can. I am convinced that if there is anyone at all that can help us solve this puzzle, then it is you. This mission calls for someone as astute and inventive as yourself. If Isidore was an instrument of fate, then Simon's murder is a message that fate intended for you personally. Do not think I am inclined to blame you for that. I am not. How do you plan to look for the murderer? We will take our own measures. The only thing I expect from you is to be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, whatever your day turns into, everything is a clue to the solution of this puzzle. I repeat, everything that is happening here is happening on your account. You have my sympathy. Alright, so let's visit Victor. So, if you're unfamiliar with this game, it, I believe, was released in 2005, if I'm correct. And it is a Russian game. I don't know if I'm just being really bad at reading, or stupid. I believe I'm fair at reading. But I'm pretty sure the first version of this game wasn't translated very well. So it's either the game is still has a bit of problems, or I'm very bad at reading, which is probably the second, because some things I say don't make sense to me. I don't know. Let's admire this house. Really has a beautiful house here. Yeah. I don't know what this art piece is. Propose it's a guy squatting over, squatting upside down to maybe squeeze a steamy pile of shit on himself. It's a nice statue though. Hello, Victor. He has some tea on him. This is Buxy. Oh, whatever. Hello, Victor.
Perhaps old Gimsky is setting a trap for this newly arrived Haruspect.
The famous Dr. Denkovsky, your arrival is a great honor for us. Victor Kane at your service. Daniil Denkovsky at yours. My pleasure. My pleasure. I foresee that the things that have become ordinary for us will probably make you uncomfortable and disturbed. I would like to compensate for that impression. You know, our small community has fallen out of the loop. Time leaves us behind. What do you mean? Don't worry. What do you mean? I mean the traditions, games that we play with the passion will most likely be one of... I can't read. Games that we play with passion will most likely be of no interest to you. The people you meet here may seem eccentric, naive, or even somewhat deranged. Please take it easy on us. Don't judge us too strictly. I will do my best not to disappoint you. I hope we will be able to work in an atmosphere of mutual trust.
Yes?
How can I help you? Georgie has told me everything, which is to say he told me very little, but it was enough to astound me. He maintains that you can provide a more detailed account. So you have agreed to help us? I have. May I ask why? The killer's goals seem to be aligned astonishingly well with the goals of those who've been... The killer's goals seem to be aligned astonishingly well with the goals of those who've been waging war against my work for years. Okay. We share a tragedy. I want to exact vengeance upon the one that robbed me and my work upon the one that robs me and my work of future. I want to solve a puzzle. I even like having so little information. It's challenging. Whatever. Alright, the first one. I'm prepared to answer any questions that you have. When was Simon last seen? He went to Isidore. Then, an hour later, he came back to this hall to see us. He announced to his plans to withdraw to the focus and receive no one. He told us not to approach the focus and to fast for a week, partaking of neither meat nor water. Then in the morning he was found dead. Why no meat or water? Our explanation is that he wanted to be mourned beforehand, as if the custom with the local people. This is very likely of him. So he knew in advance that that he would die. I think, between me and you, that is precisely what my brother Georgie fears. I can say nothing more about that. How was the body discovered? The servants discovered him in the morning. The room had been ransacked. Everything that was breakable had been broken. His disfigured, contorted body bore signs of terrible suffering. His neck was twisted. His spine was broken, I think. No one has touched that body. It is currently inside focus and will remain there for the prescribed amount of time. Do you suspect anyone? What's this focus place? It's hard to explain. It's a study, if you will, an extraordinary, spacious, creative laboratory, almost perfectly sealed off, expected for the door that was visible at all times, metaphorically speaking. I don't understand. It's like an equation or a mirror puzzle. Anyway, the murderer could not have been hiding there. Take my word for it. Well, Simon did get in there somehow. He could have performed far more impressive feats. There is a reason why the whole town revered him. Alright, so how can I help you? Just take a look around you. Trust your intuition. Do whatever you like. Speak to whoever you feel the need to. Look for the murderer, Doctor, and you will find him. Keep looking till the last breath. I'm sure your rational thinking will help you. Alright. Who among the townsfolk can help us? My daughter will advise you better here. Her name is Maria. For several days, she has been obsessed with some design that is somehow related to your arrival. Yes. Don't be surprised. She knew beforehand that you were coming. I'm not surprised. Really. That's good. Anyway, Maria believes that several bound people will have a special role in your fate. Before you leave this place, of course, perhaps it is them you should wait. Perhaps it is them you should ask before... What? Perhaps it is them you should ask for help first? Okay. First, I'll seek help from my dear colleague Isidore Barak. Where does he live? I look for the murderer myself, using my intuition. I don't need anyone's help. Now, I'd like to know where Isidore is. I'll show you. You must be careful. Simon's murder, whoever they are, could not be an ordinary person. I can't imagine them even being a person. I feel it could only be fate, wearing the guise of a mysterious murderer. I will be careful. Alright, we're free from... we can talk to Maria. Alright, for a second I was going to say we were free from dialogue for a bit. But no, we gotta talk to Maria now. So anyway, that's the town cathedral. I've never actually had a use for it. I never really know what it's for. Maybe it's because I never made it that far in the story. For the Bachelor. I think I visited it once as the respects. I can't say if I did or not. Here we are. Maria's place. Interesting. Wooden sword. Books. No food. Fireplace. Very nice house. Here she is. She's supposed to be clairvoyant as well, I believe.
Said our temper is even more whimsical than that of fortune.
You resemble an adventurer rather than a doctor. Who is it that you know me? Or how is it that you know me? Oh, I'm an idiot. I saw you in a dream. Don't flatter yourself. My desires have nothing to do with that. I simply saw you take us all by the throat. Cruel words. But also honest. What's so bad about it anyway? The strong manipulate the weak when they want to. Then it is all in my hands.
The Saburovs' wait is over. They've always wanted an heir.
Now listen closely. The time for collusion, secrets, and alliances has come. I'm going to ask something of you. I'm not used to that. I'm used to holding the reins, but you are not harnessed, so it would be unacceptable to address you in this manner. I find solace in the fact that my request will be welcome to you. It fits the style of the venture. I'm not an adventurer, and my job is no venture. I hope it never comes to one. Yes, you would be polite. I don't take kindly to orders. I'm a creature of liberty. I'm not an adventurer, and my job is no venture. I hope it never comes to one. I apologize if my words come across mangled and silly. Yeah, I also apologize if my reading comes across mangled and silly. If you want to skip the dialogue, there will be like, I'll put a timestamp in the comment section, like I said before. I am truly not used to asking, but the nature of my request demands complete and selfless humility. Just imagine me begging and kneeling. Believe me, I do feel that way. No need to kneel. What did you want to talk about? I'd kneel myself before a lady as charming as you. No, she's not very charming. At least not to me. Today's death was the first, but it won't be it won't be the last. Simon has opened the score of irreplaceable victims. Soon their number will be Soon their number will multiply. I beg you to preserve the lives of several people. When the lines of their fortunes cross yours, when the line of their fortune crosses yours, before any of them dies, there will be a moment when you will be able to intervene. I know that for a fact. Who are these people? That doesn't matter. What was destined to happen will happen. You can be whatever you want to be, but not a coward choosing to hear no evil and run away from reality. I will give you a list of those I know of. These people are bound to you. What in the world is going on here? Are you trying to flirt with me? Yes, you haven't been told, have you? It didn't even cross my mind that someone may be unaware of my abilities. No one here dares doubt them, for they are evident. Yes, the mistress of every ruling house possesses special abilities. I am learning to see the future and transform the present. Forgive me, I don't believe in this type of phenomenon. I will comply you, or you will. That wasn't even on purpose. Will you comply with my Will you comply with my request? Will you save the lives of the people I named to you? Answer me before going back to Eva. Or Eva. No, Maria. I need to go back to the capital as soon as possible. So these are the bound. These are the people I need to keep alive. Huh. Alright then. Let's get going now. If this video, I know it's bold, but if this video reaches 1 like, I will be doing the voice acting for these. I will be doing the full-on, I'll be trying to do their voices. I won't just read in my normal reading voice. Hello, woman. I should probably, do I have any empty bottles? I do. Okay. How much money do I have? Okay. I should probably fill this up first. Alright, good. Alright. So we should go to Isidore Barak. Which I'm not going to spoil anything. But he's not gonna be there. Well, if you're watching this video, you're basically wanting spoilers. So, yeah, he's dead. That guy's dead. It's pretty early on in the game, so, yeah. What are you doing? I bet it smells good. Okay. Now I have to say, I enjoy the Haruspics much, much more than I do the Bachelor. I just feel the Haruspics is more engaging. It's more fun. You can, do all that stuff with the organs and stuff. For me personally, the Haruspics is more like it's more straightforward. The first day is a lot easier for me. For the Haruspics, I know a lot will tend to disagree, but I don't know. I play this game very differently than most do. This game is said to be very boring, and to a certain extent, I guess that is true. This game is sometimes pretty boring. It could get boring. But for me, I enjoy this game. I think it's kind of fun. The reason why is because I love scavenging. I love scavenging and selling things and stuff like that, and talking to people in this game. It is fun. I don't know. And I just like going around districts of this place and, just talking to people, seeing what buildings are openable. Because there is one building right here that is openable, and it leads to a hunchback, which you are able to trade with the Haruspics. You can get, like, organs from these people right here. They're gonna drop over and die. Collect their organs and you're gonna trade it. You can go trade it with the hunchback over there. And you can get lots of good stuff, like bandages and stuff you can sell on day 2. Which is always good. Alright, this is where Isidore lives, just in that house over there. One downside to the Haruspics is, of course, the low reputation you start off with. I can manage the whole low health and stuff like that. I don't find that hard, but to say the least, it's frustrating getting around town and stuff with that low rep. That's all I can say. And here we are, Isidore's place. Now if I just talk to this guy. A foul murder has occurred this night. No unauthorized access is allowed. Inspecting the crime scene is strictly forbidden until further notice. Who was killed? Well, you're not a local, sir, so you're unlikely to understand the loss we suffered. Isidore Barak was a great surgeon, a benefactor to us all, and an all-around skilled doctor. An outstanding man, beloved and well-respected by us locals. Does it really always have to take the very best? What a foul time we live in. I know him. I'm a doctor too. Whoever killed our only doc must surely be looking to get us killed. Isidore could cure anything. He also knew how to make cuts or incisions because he was a warden. He knew his lines all right. Like I said, it all makes sense. Whoever killed Simon took Isidore's life too. And this is merely the beginning. What makes you think these two cases are connected? The only beginning? What makes you make sure? What makes you so sure? Nah. Well, who would have the heart to attack such a man? If you had to ask me yesterday, I'd have told you no one would. dare inflict such an ugly wound on this town. But if there is someone, it has to be just that. Someone. Although it does look fishy. If you ask me, that thing was no man. That was what I think. Explain yourself. See, this murderous deal is all mysterious. There was a talon stuck in the victim's chest. Go ahead, bend your arm at Go ahead, bend your arm at the elbow. Good, sir. Yeah, like that. There you go. That's how long it was. It broke off. There was dust on the floor, for the deceased had been renowned stepwalker, and the dust was all covered in hoof steps, like traces of sharp bone, I guess. As if someone was using a walk stick around there. I'm telling you, it's her. The Shabbanakadir. The clay man-eater. Alright, enough of this. Is there a person simpler minded to assign... Is there a person of a simpler mind assigned to work with the case? We've been assigned to the post by Alexander Saburov, the head of the Saburov family. His house is in decline right now, but it will be powerful and very much respected for it. It is they that's been responsible. I'm sorry, for it is they that's been, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, see, like, there is some stuff in this game that it's not translated that well, I think. For it is they that's been responsible. Yeah, see, sometimes it's a bit weird, but it's at least coherent. For it is they that's been responsible for maintaining world order and public safety in the town since olden days. I just read that back and it sounds normal. I'm such an idiot. Please kindly address your concerns to him. There's their rod. You just take that road up there and get to the cape. As for me, I'm not authorized to let you in. You should have said that from the start. Yeah, you really should have. You really checked that on. Alright, so gotta go meet Alexander Saburov, I think. Yeah, we have to meet Saburov now. My headphones are currently broken, actually. Oh, and this is where we're gonna find a gun for the first time. We're not gonna use it much, but we're gonna find a gun here. Alright, so that cutscene's done. It was a woman. I guess people thought she was the Dukladier or whatever that guy said. Lots of bullets. Very good. We're gonna be needing these later on. This is the first time I've ever gotten a revolver on The Bachelor. Very nice weapon. We'll stick with the scalpel for now. Is that what it's called? The scalpel? Yep. Alright. Let's head to Alexander Saburov. Also, a little tip. If you have a lockpick, if you go to Bad Grease Lair, which is here, you can get lockpicks. I'm pretty sure you could just get them off of anyone, really. Not anyone, but like, you know, like the kids that walk around sometimes can buy lockpicks off of them. That's gonna be pretty useful, because you can break into houses. Of course, your reputation's gonna go down, but sometimes, you know, it's gonna be worth it. Because times will get very, very hard. Anyway, this is a meat place. This is where they sell food, meat and stuff. This is good. Alright. No, this guy doesn't have any meat. Alright. I'm gonna sell all my valuables. Yeah, I'll keep that razor. Empty bottles, and we'll keep those. Water. Kerosene. You know what? We'll keep our valuables for now. Because in day 2, we can sell them for much, much more. Because inflation will cause that. Very bad inflation. Of course, there's a fence. Also, walking around are lots of hobos you can trade with. You can go ahead and fill some water bottles up, and they'll give you some pretty valuable day 2 items. And you're going to want to get as much of those as possible. The bandages and stuff like that. That's a hobo right there. You might have watched that analysis video on this game. He called it the hobo economy, which is a good term. Hello, woman. The only proper way for a duel to end is with the devil, not the devil, is with the death of one of our fighters. That's what battles are supposed to be. Any conflict that has 2 sides inevitably turns into a battle of good and evil. Why are you telling me this? I'm not speaking metaphorically or metaphysically. I'm talking about a very particular battle. You are one of the you are one of the combatants. Bachelor Dankovsky, do you favor good or evil? I favor winning. Spoken like a true warrior. I truly wish you victory, Bachelor. Even though I doubt there can be victory, after all, in this battle. Thank you. You are a brave man, Bachelor Dankovsky. Why? This fight is very unlikely to end in your favor. Does a claim bone man-eater leave traces of the kind you've witnessed? It's only a spell, an illusion. They just prefer to see it this way. It makes it a lot easier for them. A fight is too big of a word. So you know details of my fight in this advance. What man-eater? Fight is too big of a word. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you will have to fight to the death. Even if it were a metaphor, the ending is still ambiguous. If you don't find out what happened before nightfall, you will die. How do you know all this? I'm clairvoyant. Thank you for your help. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's another thing. How's this going? Pretty good. Good. Alright, now it's time to talk to Sabarov, which is the lady here. Yeah, I just talked to her. Maybe I have to enter from another place. Yeah, from the back. Or did I enter from the back? Did I enter from here? No, I didn't. Hello, Alexander. So I finally get to see you. Yes, you really do look like the messenger of sorrowful times in any case. Welcome to the Rod. Our meeting is quite significant in a way. Facing the changes with open eyes and taking their first blow is my duty. Do you think we're on the verge of an especially unhappy era? No grim events have clouded on our existence since last summer. The country has cured its war wounds. Commercial communications have been repaired. Astrologists expect nothing ill. Do you hold astrologists' opinions in high regard? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to you? Sir, I'm a ruler. Astrology can be very curious, but I cannot allow it to influence my decisions. I have to act according to factual circumstances. Do you agree? Definitely.
Yes.
So you've come to meet with Simon, haven't you? What can I do for you now? Nothing, not anymore. Huh. Okay, let's talk to him a bit more. Let's get that landmark. I'm not going to read any of this, because I don't believe it's too important. Yeah, blah blah blah.
Yes.
Okay, alright. Oh, who is Yulia? I'll speak to Yulia. Okay, let's go speak to Yulia now. You know what? I kind of feel guilty for skipping all of that. You probably wanted to know the dialogue. I'm sorry about that. But that's just, I'm just a little bit of a dimwit, I guess. I don't know why I did that. Could have read that. Anyway, sorry. So let's go talk to Yulia. Yulia. So right after Yulia, we have to talk to old Gimsky. Then we have to talk to Little Vlad, Ruben, and then that should be it, I believe, for day 1. Lots of going around like a errand boy. There's this one game, I forgot what it was, but you were basically an errand boy. And this is a highlight, yeah, super highlight or something like that. It was the virtual highlight, yeah. That game, you're basically an errand boy going around and going back and forth, back and forth. This is basically what this is. You have to go back and forth, back and forth. There's no fast travel. You can't run. That's why some people say the game is boring. Which this is, figuratively, like 90% of the game is just walking around, scavenging, stuff like that. And I can agree, it could be boring if you're mostly just focusing on, you know, the game and the campaign and stuff like that. But I choose not to. I can see how it's boring this way, though. Alright, let's stop talking. I'll return to that later. Yulia.
What?
I seem to have lost any capacity for observation. My mind is out of tune. Things no longer add up. Before I had no trouble forming a trustworthy tessellation. Out of the most interceptible contingencies, now I simply cannot get my hand around it. Could it be that I'm dying? Yes, it definitely means you're about to die. Is this so? If I die, the universe would not notice my passing. But if we were people... what if the... What... How is this? But what if there are people who are walking around, walking embodiment of the law, by which events are connected to each other? What would happen to the universe if any one of these people were to die? Do you think that you are such a person? When I was a child, I took an enormous pleasure in thinking I was one. Later in my life, as a student, I rather saw it as an honor of which I was not necessarily deserving. Today, however, I treat it as somewhat scornful application. I agree.
I'm afraid.
So you've traveled all the way here only to find that both people you wanted to see were brutally murdered. Is this how the story goes? I do hope that your visit is not in any way related to those most unfortunate circumstances. Do you like Ivan, or... Okay. I am certainly no better an investigator than you. I never had a chance to search for a murderer before. The best I can offer is to fill in the blanks with whatever mysterious supernatural entities seem most fitting. Shabanacadir is a simple man's scarecrow. I would have followed a different narrative. What's the word? The one you've just said. Shabanacadir, you mean? The step demonology describes it as a kind of golem, belched up by the earth to punish all manner of delinquency. It is shaped as a young woman, but made out of clay. An exhumed bone matter, an unnerving concept, is it not? I've always suspected that primitive worldviews still exist in the remote corners of our country, but I couldn't imagine they would be so active. I knew that you would be exacerbated by this discussion. Sacrifices, bone-of-bean tails, handfuls of milk teeth, and a glass breaker. You may forgive this to children and step people, yet having the same notions reiterated by someone surrounded by books on natural history. This must be quite vexing. How would you explain this? The answer is bound to irritate you even more. The tales are true. So you believe all that yourself too. Bah, you are joking, of course. I do hyperbolize a little. It is beyond debate that Shabrakadir exists. What is dubious, though, is that bovine tails and milk teeth offer genuine protection from her, which is to say, sympathetic contrivances like this may be of some use to children and people from the steppe. But you are explicitly inefficacious for someone like you and me. We are too literate, too deprived of the scripture codified in ancient soil. So, am I supposed to write that off as a bad harvest, as a sign that the steppe spirits are too angry now? For crying out loud, Yulia, you are mystic. Saburov is mocking me. So, am I supposed to blah blah blah? We have no choice to acknowledge the rules enforced by the steppe. We tried to ignore these rules, to place ourselves in the framework of advanced modernity. To no avail. You can call these demons what you want. You may refer to them as the hair eaters as time. If this will make you any happier, I'm comfortable with a more juvenile vernacular. It is what what I'm used to. You were repeating something that Isidore had once told me, almost word for word. By the way, I find his murder far more infuriating than Simon's. I will find a rational explanation for the crimes of the man-eater by the evening, if you help me, of course. Alright, let me suggest then that he was in this steppe. He saw or learned something that he wanted to report to all three ruling families. In this case, either of the Ogimsky family could have been on his itinerary, especially since Barak was one of their own men. Really, definitely. The Bull Project, from the abattoir to the railway, is controlled by the Ogimsky family. If Isidore's discovery had anything at all to do with the kid, Isidore would have certainly related to Vlad. So, do make sure to pay a visit to the lump. That's the name of the Ogimsky mansion. Another fitting name, wouldn't you agree? Thank you, Yulia. What would I do without you? Alright, so there are a couple more people to talk to, and that'll be it. Actually, I'm going to end the episode here. We can save. Overwrite this bachelor save. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed the video. I will return later on. And the reason why I'm really splitting this up is because, well, that whole, if you want me to voice act thing, and also I'm getting a bit bored now. So, that's enough time for now. I'll be going now. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed.